Hello. I'm currently doing a reading. That's not gonna work. Doing a reading series where I'm reading. Find the right place. Oh, here we go. Reading from book. I just finished doing a reading of the Gospels, and I had another reading series that I was doing that I neglected, and it is reading this book. I Want to Go Home by Gordon Corman. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to the reading of that. If you were following along, you might remember. I barely do. We made it through chapter 5, Land Ho, up to page 47. We're going to try, kind of a long section, but we're going to get into it. Starting on page 47. It's been a while, so it may take me a minute to get these characters back in my body. I Want to Go Home, page 47. Chapter 5, Land Ho. A sudden jar, an odd scraping sound brought Mike Webster to awareness. Hey, we're here. Rudy, wake up. We made it. Rudy snapped to attention. It was still dark, a little past 5, according to the luminous face on his watch. The boat had beached itself on a sandbar not 5 meters from shore. Land ho, he commented blandly. No, wasn't that better than rowing? Mike nodded enthusiastically. Okay, said Rudy briskly. Time to set the boat adrift. Where's the note? I thought you were bringing the note. Rudy sighed. Oh, must I do everything? Oh well. We'll just set it adrift without a note. They'll figure it out. The two scrambled out of the sailboat, pushed it out toward the open water, and washed ashore. Where to? Said Mike. Just walk, said Rudy. Directly away from the lake. He reached into his pocket and produced a shiny quarter. You see this quarter? When we reach a payphone, this is our ticket home. I've been saving it since the day I arrived at Alcatraz. They trudged in silence for a while. You know, Mike suddenly, I don't think my folks are going to be too pleased with the fact that I ran away from camp. Oh, mine won't either, said Rudy. And guidance will be most distressed, but after a while they get used to the idea. They always do. His eyes gleamed in the darkness. The only thing I regret about leaving camp is that I won't get to witness Harold Green's punishment for starting that riot. Yeah, agreed Mike, grinning. Chip is so mad. He's likely to put him on work detail for years. Serves him right, too. Twit. Rudy wrinkled his nose. We're getting close to civilization. I smell garbage. He tossed his quarter up in the air and caught it deftly. Where there's garbage, there's people. Where there's people, there's a telephone. He was almost smiling. Sure, sun's coming up, commented Mike. Rudy consulted his watch. It's 10 to 6, he announced. Look, there's a clearing up ahead. Civilization, people, telephones. Both boys broke into a run. They came out of the trees into the clearing and stopped dead, mouths agape. There was the wash station, and the baseball diamond, and the mess hall, and cabins 1 through 22, including the damaged 13. This, said Rudy quietly, is obviously not civilization. Mike stepped forward and spread his arms wide. But how? You were steering, Rudy pointed out. You fell asleep too. Yes, but I wasn't steering. Mike sat down on the grass. I don't want to be back here, he said simply. I want to go home. Let's get another boat. Too late, said Rudy, eyeing the sunrise. The clones would catch us right in the middle of the lake. But tomorrow's another day. He grimaced. It's a good thing we didn't put a note in that boat explaining how we'd run off. We'd look awful stupid. And we'd also haul garbage even longer than Harold Green. Mike hung his head and scratched at the turf. I'm sorry, he said. It's all my fault. If I hadn't fallen asleep, we'd be on our way home by now. Rudy shrugged. I accept your apology. Mike stared at him. You mean you're not going to shoulder one bit of blame? Why should I? Asked Rudy. I wasn't steering. Mike laughed in spite of himself. Rudy was, after all, Rudy. And that was that. Walking over to Captain 13, Rudy wriggled gingerly through the hole in the sidewall and stepped gracefully through the ankle-deep feathers to what had been the corner. From his pocket, he produced the chalk and drew a fourth line beside the other three on the wall. 4. He counted wearily. All right, and we're going to stop there on page 50. We have a couple more sections. Wow, chapter 5 really goes on, but we're going to stop here. So thank you for joining me. I hope you come back. We're going to finish this book. 180 pages. Come on, I could do it. Let's do this.